Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 35 of Let's Play Spellforce 3 Reforced. Doing so blindly. Hope you guys are doing well and ready to check out some more Spellforce. Hope you've been enjoying the LP if you've been watching it. We are in Leaf Shade and we're just about to...
For decades, the Mohrir Elves
visit the Mohrir Elves.
Have roamed Io in search of a new home. In Northander, they were promised lands of their own. But as the Mage Rebellion arose...
So let's go ahead and do so. We just have to come up here and visit Sathwainus. Looks like we've got some loot here. Looks like some wood. Looks like we will be doing an RTS section on this map. Some food.
Fine.
See some more loot down here. There's a sack of something. Potions, and Finonmir, the minds behind the smiles. Let's go ahead. I don't think we've read Old Mysterious Page. To call upon magic is to test the focus of the mind. As a man must test his discipline when calling upon his strength, so too must he test his focus in all of his magical pursuits. When a shaper has achieved such mastery of magical pursuits, the boundaries of the physical world dissipate. Rigorous study, deep concentration, and above all, persistence contribute to the success of the endeavor. A mage may practice these skills anywhere, whether in the solitude or in the presence of one's peers here at the temple. What matters most is the dedication of the mage to his craft. Should a shaper wish to the rest of the page is torn and missing. This colored letter, human scouting post reduction, let's grab that. Did we read all the books? I think so. But we did not read the book we just picked up. Home of the Dusk. Did we try this? Speak words of praise, of awe, of loathing, of Ugraz and his foolish pride. Shaman, warrior, leader of tribe, who lost it all with all his boasting. Ugraz was brave and mighty, this much is true. Chosen of Moonskin to lead their kin, blessed by Zarok in every win, and with every victory his legend grew. So famed was Ugraz that he received such gifts, greatest among them the Star of the Dusk. Precious and pure, a relic of ancient dusts, yet soon to cause the greatest of rifts. Greater still than relics were pride and ego, jealousy, challenge he saw in his clan, paranoid to prove he was greater than, stronger, braver, and undefeatable. To the wastelands did Ugraz flee, with a call, with a challenge to his enemies. The strong and the worthy, come find me, here I shall wait, even unto eternity, if need be. And there in Bargagor this tale ends, as Orc and Relic were lost to time, but rumor persists, the legend is primed, the star in the wastes will be found again. That's interesting. I don't know if we're done exploring there. Tales of the Great Noble Houses. What's the book I just picked up? Did I not pick it up? Dissection of an orcish male. We didn't look at this. The soldiers brought in the specimen as requested. While I would much prefer a male and female to make a complete set, one will have to do for now. The orc is not more than 2 days dead and sustained only a single wound in its capture, which is most fortunate for my research. I began by removing the adornments that covered the specimen's body. My colleagues argue these are more than imitations of intelligent races, but that is an argument for another day. My initial observations include the following. While specimen has an overall humanoid appearance, there are noticeable differences. Skin is green across the entire body. Whether this is due to diet or other environmental conditions is currently unknown. Cranial size is approximately 1.5 times larger than an average man. Brow is more pronounced and is lacking of any facial hair. Eyes are sunken. Cheekbones sit high on the face. Lower jaw protrudes to accommodate enlarged lower canines. I moved on to the dissection of the specimen. I first attempted to open the chest cavity with my normal scalpel, but trying to cut the thick, leathery skin was like hacking a hide with a wooden spoon. I eventually borrowed one of these soldiers' daggers, which split the skin open beautifully. Here I must note the foul odor that emitted from the body upon opening the cavity. It is unclear if the odor is a product of the death process, but I suspect it may be present even in life. I removed and discarded the black organs. I then covered the body in salt and strung it up outside to dry. The crows and sun will hasten the process. Next steps include study of the bones and acquiring a female specimen for study, preferably living, to compare to these notes. Dwarven traditions? Yeah, we definitely read that one. If one wished to go... Doug, I knew we picked up this book. Where the heck did it go? Why am I having such a hard trouble finding this book? Am I tripping? Where is this book? I know we just picked up a book, or... Did we not? Ah, there it is. Oh, we already read it anyway. Okay, let's come up here. Let's come talk to some people in here. I don't see any merchants.
Can't believe we're still having this discussion. Tell me, Arlen, where was Ellen in all those years when our people were on the run? Just face it, she never helped us. None of the Guardians did.
Well, maybe they would have if it weren't for heretics like you. We are Ellen's children, all of us.
We are the children of our mothers and our fathers, for heck's sake. If you are so pious, then why did you leave Philipmere in the first place? What we need is rationality and reason, not praying to the gods that have left us.
Heresy, Varden. This is heresy.
Huh? And Evran? What are you doing here?
What are these two arguing about?
I don't see why that concerns you. How did you get in here anyway? Get lost.
Where was your beloved Ellen when they drove us out of whatever village we seek shelter in? The Guardians are gone, Arlen. Just admit it already. Maybe it's about time the Mohrir started relying on reason rather than superstition.
Watch your tongue, boy. I was already a scryer when you were still sucking on your mother's teat.
That's your argument?
Yes. I'm tired of seeing you spit on our traditions, spit on everything that has made our culture into what it once was. Just look at where we stand, Varden. We're refugees in a makeshift town in a bloody rainforest. And we're dying for heck's sake. We're pathetic. But instead of facing the truth, we've turned our backs on the only one who still cares for us, Ellen.
If your life depends on it.
Huh? What is it? Who are you?
Just a traveler. Don't mind me.
Wow. Yeah, let's come down this way. I'm not ready to talk to anybody just yet. There's a merchant.
Now would you look at that?
Another human. Well, isn't that great?
We're just...
No, say no more. I know why you're here. Looking for some nice elven kin to enhance your bloodline, aren't you?
What?
Yes, that's what I thought. Well, why don't you join your fellow crossbreeders in the Wolfgar lands? There you can copulate all you want. Now sod off.
Huh.
Yes, want to trade?
Hunter's Charm. Flaming Bow, Swift Composite, Robust. Blood Spiller, Lacerating. What does Arya have? Robust Composite. We're going to leave it that way.
Pleasure doing business
That's the
with
way.
ya. Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
I'm not going to sell anything just yet. I want to come up here. Grab whatever this is. Elven Guardian cost reduction. Definitely want to use that right now. Come up here, grab this food. Alright, so... let's go ahead and talk to these guys. Control, quick save.
Fine.
What? Who are you? Who let you in?
The gate was unguarded.
Really? Next thing you know, this place is being overrun by undead because the guards have all gathered to hear us bicker. You're from Gravefell, aren't you? I recognize that accent. I'm Arlen Finriar, first scryer of this settlement. What do you want?
I'm looking for allies, but let me start from the beginning.
Ah, so, you're Isamo Taha's child. Well, you're lucky, I believe, that the Guardians have given us all a free will. I can see that you're nothing like your father, and it's true that the bloodburn has to be ended. I can agree with those crazy cultists on that much.
So you're going to help us?
I would if I could, but as you may have gathered by now, we have our own battle to fight here. Ellen has cursed us.
Who's the other elf? The one you were arguing with?
Who is the other elf? The one you were arguing with?
A misguided fool, and sadly one with a very influential father, who made him the second scryer of this township.
Does this town have a name?
Does this town have a name?
It does. Lathwain, which roughly translates as respite.
Respite. Sounds kind of temporary.
Well, it is. I don't know how familiar you are with our history, but after the Finnmere exiled us, we were promised lands by the Queen. Then the Mage Wars came, and understandably, our promised home wasn't of importance anymore.
Which is why you broke the treaty in Leonon.
That incident in Leonon won't make the Lord Marshal more sympathetic to your cause. You broke the White Mist Treaty.
Yes, and it was a horrible mistake. But the people were scared, particularly because Merilith did an excellent job at instilling fear and telling them that our little problem could be fixed by sending a group of scholars into Northander territory. And what good did it do? Nothing. You'd think that this failure would have shown the Moria how incapable Merilith is as a leader, but sadly, it didn't.
This looks like a nice enough place, though.
This looks like a nice enough place, though.
Well, save for the undead roaming through the forests and attacking us each night, yes.
So this is all just temporary?
I see. So Leafshade is only a stopover?
Yes. We will find our true home someday. I'm sure of that.
Ellen has cursed you.
Ellen has cursed you?
Yes. Our lands are withering, and every 1 in 10 elves loses his mind. Their eyes turn black. They salivate like animals and attack everything in sight.
And you think Ellen has inflicted this curse upon you?
I know. You see, since we Mohrir left Finnenmere, more and more of our people have fallen away from our faith. Some even blame the Guardians for our exile. Briefly put, we were cast out of the Finnenmere Empire after we expressed doubts about the Elven Council.
Yes, I know the story.
As you can imagine, the years we spent on the road searching for a new home were strenuous. And as a result of that, more and more of our people lost faith in the Guardians, which is ironic, since our faith was one of the reasons we were cast out in the first place.
The Guardians have become weaker?
Well, you can't deny that the Guardians have become weaker.
That is true. But have you ever wondered why?
I guess you have?
Yes, indeed. They have withdrawn from this world because people have stopped believing. It has always been our belief, our unwavering faith, that had made them strong. Without it, there simply is no reason for them to care anymore.
You're assuming the Guardians behave like little children. Take away their sweets and they run off crying or start throwing tantrums.
It's not that simple. But I doubt this is the right time for a theological discussion.
Probably not.
What does all this have to do with the corruption?
And what does all this have to do with the corruption?
Isn't it obvious? It's Ellen's punishment for us turning our backs on her.
You mean...
Yes. Ellen has protected our kind for millennia. And now, we have betrayed her. This is her punishment.
If it's a curse, can it be cured?
If it is a curse by Ellen, how can it be cured?
Of course. Despite all we have done, Ellen still considers us her children. What she wants is for us to remember her, to return to our true faith. In other words, it is a trial. All we need to do is to trust in Ellen's guidance. Then we will find a way to lift the curse.
What stops you from simply issuing an order?
If you're the first scryer, why do you need Merilith's approval?
Because that's how the Mohrir law demands it. The Council has to come to a mutual agreement, otherwise we cannot take action.
What do the other scryers think about that? How many are there?
4. 2 of them are with me, 2 with Merilith. You see the problem.
Isn't the blood burn more likely?
Isn't it more likely that this is simply the way elves react to the blood burn?
No. Although rare, there have been cases of bloodburn among the Mohrir too, and they display exactly the same symptoms as humans. Varden Merilith simply likes to ignore that because it doesn't fit into his nice little theory. Also, why does it only occur in Leafshade, and only outside the city walls? The plague doesn't know borders.
Is there any way we can help?
If we help you lift this curse, would you be willing to ally yourselves with us?
Well, the bloodburn is a scourge for all races, so, yes. Should you help us, I could take up the matter with the other scryers. But let me think about it first, will you? This isn't something I can decide on the spot.
All right.
Great. Now you've fed them the same nonsense. Well done, Finrior. Well done. If there's any way we'll never reach a conclusion, it's by further spreading your "the Guardians have punished us" rubbish.
It's not rubbish. Blasted Varden. If it weren't for Ellen, we wouldn't even be here. I can't even believe we're still having this childish conversation. We should be out there, finding a solution, praying to Ellen for her forgiveness.
Yes, that would help, wouldn't it?
We should...
Salangar, a pure blood. Just when I thought this day couldn't get any better.
Not what I'd call myself. I haven't been in Finnenmere for 8 years.
Is that so? Well, who am I to judge? Who let you in?
There weren't any guards.
What? Great. Just great. This is getting better and better. But please, forgive my manners. I'm Varden Merilith, second scryer of Lathwain. Who are you? And what do you want? Are you with the soldiers?
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 The army folks. But if you have to ask, I suppose you're on your own. Tell me then, what brings you here?
That's a long story.
That's a long story.
So you're the corporal from Lianon? Well, that's a surprise. I know the story, and once more I would like to apologize for what Scryer Elion did. She should not have opened fire. And also, I would like to express my admiration for your courage. I know you refused to carry out the order your general gave you.
How?
A scout observed the conversation you had with that man. Either way, your story sounds bizarre, but I don't think you are lying. And after the events in Lianon, it's only fair if we help you now, to make up for it. Not to mention the fact that the bloodburn needs to be stopped.
So you'll provide us with troops?
It's not that simple. I have to bring up the matter before the other scryers, and they all have to agree. But not now. We currently have our own sack of problems to deal with.
Are you the leader of this place?
Are you the leader of this place?
One of them, yes. I'm the second scryer, and the Mohrir Council is made up of 6 scryers in total. 7, actually, but our eldest passed away recently. Which complicates the decision-making, as you can imagine.
What problems?
What problems do you have?
The short version? Leafshade has been struck by the bloodburn. Elves and animals are affected, and for some reason it has a different effect on us than it has on your race. It corrupts us.
Corrupts?
Drives us mad. And if that weren't enough, the Council can't decide on a course of action. Pathetic, isn't it? People are dying, but all we do is bicker.
Where do you and Finrior disagree?
Where do you and Finrior disagree?
Oh, that's simple. Finrior claims that the corruption has nothing to do with the bloodburn, but is a curse of the Guardians. Of Ellen, to be precise.
I take it you have a different view on that.
I do. The Guardians are gone. This is a fact we have to deal with.
So where do you think this corruption comes from?
As I said, I think it's just how we elves react to the bloodburn.
We were attacked by an elf.
We were attacked by an old elf near the village. He seemed to have gone mad. Was that this corruption?
If he had been drooling like a rabid animal and his skin had been covered in blisters full of pus, then yes. You said he was old.
Yes.
Then it might have been old Ravel. He went out hunting a week ago and never returned. Blazes. What a mess.
How many of you are affected?
How many of you are affected?
Not as many as in your kind. 1 in 10, maybe. And for some reason the infection only spreads outside the city borders.
I know the bloodburn. Can I help?
As I said, I'm trying to find a cure for the bloodburn. Maybe I might be able to help.
You want this alliance to happen as quick as possible, don't you? Well, yes, maybe your knowledge about the bloodburn could indeed help us. Give me a moment to think this through, will you? There are some things I need to consider.
All right.
Father, please, would you mind leaving these travelers alone with your obscure theories?
Yes, sure, Arlen. Just keep on acting as if the bloodburn isn't a threat. Blazes, wake up! We need to face the facts or we will go down. It's as simple as that.
Facts? There aren't any facts. There's no evidence that the bloodburn is related to this at all.
Is that so? And what about your guardian theory?
Now what?
Well, if there's any way to get their support, it's by helping them cure this corruption.
We won't know if we don't try. For what it's worth, I think we should ally ourselves with Merilith. The other one is too backwards looking for my liking.
Then let's let them know.
Where was your beloved Ellen when they drove us out of whatever village we seek shelter in? The Guardians are gone, Arlen. Just admit it already.
I want to help
Maybe
Arlen.
it's about time the Mohrir started relying on reason rather than superstition.
All right, this is pointless. Does your offer still stand? An outsider who isn't dependent on the Council's approval might be just what we need.
Isn't the bloodburn more likely?
Isn't it more likely that this is simply the way elves react to the bloodburn?
No. Although rare, there have been cases of blood. Varden Merilith. Also, why does it only occur in Leafshade, and only outside the city walls? The plague doesn't know borders.
I'm with you.
I'm happy to assist.
You have no idea how good it is to hear you say that. Come, let's talk somewhere else. I've had enough shouting for today. That's better. Ellen's reigns. Isn't it incredible how this fool is unwilling to see reason?
He seems to think you're ignorant.
Well, from his point of view, you're the one being stubborn. He seems to think you're unwilling to see the facts.
I am seeing the facts. This isn't the first time the Guardians have laid a curse on us. Either way, all the better you're here. Let's discuss how we proceed. What we need above all is proof to convince Meredith. As long as he insists on brewing away that curse with just enough alchemy, we cannot take any real action.
What kind of proof did you have in mind?
That remains to be seen. First of all, scout Leafshade's surroundings. The curse seems to limit itself to the outskirts of our town. I will mark the place on your map where the activity has been most extreme. Secondly, there's a human military outpost nearby. To investigate, you'll need to ask for permission to cross their borders. After the disaster in Leonon, the last thing we want is another breach of our treaty.
Isn't it dangerous?
If the jungle is corrupted, isn't it dangerous for us to scout it?
No. The infection doesn't happen instantaneously. If you were to stay longer, say 2 or 3 days, it might get you. But for now, you're safe.
Very comforting.
How are you planning to cure it?
If it really is a curse, how are you planning to lift it from Leafshade?
I've asked myself the same question. But then I realized there's no point in worrying about it as long as that young fool is sabotaging our attempts to stop it.
Who are those humans?
Who are those humans?
Veterans, as far as I know. So far, our contact has been sparse, but they seem to be peaceful.
Got it.
All right. Got it. We'll do our best.
Yes, and thank you. Never mind. Just do your best.
Wow, lots of spots to explore.
The Elves' hammer. I was beginning to think these discussions were never going to end.
No argument there. Let's go talk to the soldiers and see if they let us into their territory to find that proof.
Really?
Not sure there's going to be RTS here. This might just be an RPG one. I don't see any guards. Or soldiers. Oh, there is markers, though. So it may be that after all. Let's come down here. Start exploring the marked spots. I think the thing that made me realize that it might be the Guardian's curse is that, you know, they've been affected by the blood burn. And, it reacts differently than whatever curse this curse is. This corruption. So we have to go in here, but how? Oh, we can get up there? Oh. Was I up here before? Whoa.
A treant. Ellen's reigns.
A treant.
Well,
a tainted treant.
Interesting. Blazes! What has happened to it?
Clouded, dark fog, dying. Please, you rise.
Tahar, I don't like how it's looking at us. I think we should leave.
Oh, now we can't get back up there.
Alright, so what the blazes was that? Why did it attack us?
The corruption. It must have taken hold of it.
That's odd. I get how this frenzy could be an elf's reaction to the bloodburn, but how likely is it that a triad reacts the same way? Not to mention all the animals.
Right.
Oh, do you smell that?
Yeah, like carrion.
And the water has the same color as the blisters on the corrupted.
If you ask me, we just found the cause of this plague. And it's definitely not a curse.
Huh. So we found it without checking the other areas. Alright, let's hit this godstone wherever it is, right here. And let's go ahead and connect it with that one.
What's next?
Let's quick save and come here. There are watchtowers and stuff.
Huh. A traveler. Don't get many in these parts. What do you want? If you're looking for shelter, you've come to the wrong place.
Can you let us in?
Can you let us in?
As I said, no. This isn't a roadside inn. Now, sod off.
Wait, not so fast. The Mohrir sent us. It's important.
The Mohrir, huh? Alright, fine. Come in, but make it quick. We already have visitors, and they aren't too fond of your employers.
Huh.
Don't you think these soldiers will recognize you?
I doubt it. Even if they know General Noria is looking for me, they wouldn't know my face.
1 second, guys. Alright. So let's head in.
You should rethink your position, old man. The light doesn't show mercy on those who betray it.
Well, maybe the light can show you the way out of my bloody camp instead.
You don't know who you're messing with.
Oh, I think I do. I'm messing with a bunch of renegade cutthroats who think they can walk into a camp of the Royal Army and make demands just because their lunatic leader told you so. So, one more time for the slow ones among us. We won't attack those elves. On the contrary, if you do as much as lay a finger on them, you'll have to deal with us too. Are we clear?
You...
Are we clear?
Yes.
Lilith. The woman stares at you wordlessly. I want to see what's down this way. I don't think we were able to access this direction. Oh yeah, we were. Plus we've been picking up wood and stuff, so I guess we are going to do some RTS battling. Is that Lilith? It's a royal soldier.
Huh. And who exactly are you?
Just a traveler. I'm working for the Mohrir.
Ah, I see. Best you talk to Sergeant Copper then.
Sure.
Oh, who are those
Who
mercenaries?
are those mercenaries in your camp? They don't look like Northander soldiers.
Well observed. They are Bane, purity fanatics. And no, I have no fucking clue why Sergeant Copper let them in the first place.
Why are you here?
Why put up an outpost in the middle of the jungle?
Pardon my tongue, but that's none of your business.
Alright, I'll be off. Thank you for your help.
Sure.
You got it.
Similar symptoms to the blood burn, but not identical. Black blisters, swollen face, yet no bleeding. Wow, small outpost. I don't see any treasure.
Blasted armor.
Maybe it'll be a less crazy RTS here and more of a smaller scale battle.
What? Wait a moment. You? Gilbert Vilmas, 2nd Division Everlight Infantry, isn't it? Blazes. What are you doing here?
I think you're mistaking me for someone else. I'm not with the army.
Oh, am I? Huh. Could have sworn. Oh, well, never mind. Who are you then? And how the heck did you get in here?
The guard let me in. My name is Tahar, and I'm with the Mohrir from Lithuania. There's something we need to discuss.
Tahar? Like that sodding rebel mage bastard? Boy, I surely don't envy your name. Forentus Copper, 2nd rank sergeant of the Royal Army. So, what news do you bring from our elven friends?
Well, I assume you've taken note of this strange plague going on in Leafshade. The elves have sent me to investigate it, and are asking for permission to cross borders.
Granted.
Just like that?
What should I say? We need this plague gone as much as the Mohrir. We've stayed away from the corrupted parts, aye, but we've nonetheless lost 3 men already. Just don't do anything unwise, and you can walk freely within our sectors. One more thing, though. There is something that we need done, and I don't have any men to spare at the moment. Would you be willing to help us as a sign of goodwill?
You don't seem very worried about the plague.
You seem to be rather relaxed concerning the corruption. How come?
Relaxed isn't the right word, but unlike that bloodburn plague, this one is predictable. Since we've stayed away from the jungle and within our walls, we've had no new infections. And unlike the Mohrir, we're not permanent settlers in this place.
So you don't think the bloodburn has anything to do with it?
With the corruption? No, I doubt it. I mean, I'm not a healer, but the symptoms are very different.
Right. Sure, what do you need?
Of course. What do you need?
Well, it's simple. Since we made camp here, some of my men and women have contracted a nasty kind of fever. We ordered a shipment of herbs from another outpost in the Utran lands, but it hasn't arrived, and the man I sent to get it has not been heard of ever since. Would you be willing to search the shore for my scout, or maybe the ship itself? The weather has been rough lately, and maybe it was wrecked.
Sure. Any idea where we should search?
Aye. Do you have a map? Here. That's where we were supposed to receive the shipment.
Got it. Thank you.
That's quite the detour. Then again, having a good reputation never hurts, does it?
That was my thinking.
One more thing. Who sent you? I mean, who of the scryers?
Arlen Finrir. Why? Is that important?
No, just personal interest. Arlen and I are old acquaintances. He's a good man and a follower of the old faith. Don't have many these days. If you want, I'll send some of my men along to support you. They know the jungle, and they know how to wield a sword. What do you think?
That would be great.
Good. I'll let the sergeant know. Tell Arlen Forentus says hello, will you?
Oi, you. Wait a moment.
Me?
No, the Queen's golden tits. Of course you. Say, does the name Bertrand Carpel ring a bell for you?
What do you know about Bertrand?
Why? What do you know about Bertrand?
Not much. Only that he came by our camp just this morning and told me he was looking for someone. And the face he described looked just like yours.
Huh.
Anyway, I told him I had no bloody idea what he was on about. So he left. But asked me to leave a message if you should come by. Which heck knows why you did.
What's the message?
Just that he's up north somewhere, here in Leafshade, and that he'll be waiting there for you until dusk.
How did he know I'd come?
How did he know I'd come?
Well, best you ask him that yourself, will you? I've got a shift to take care of.
Oh no.
Ridiculous.
General Sylvia's gonna be here.
Need scouting?
Oh boy. We're gonna get into a whole thing.
Will do.
Well, that went better than expected.
For now.
Sounds like a plan.
We should probably head to the Grassland Coast before meeting with Bertrand, in all honesty. I'll control F5 here and 40 minutes, so I'll save. Wow, getting pretty interesting, right? Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and feel free to join me for more. It's going to get even better as we keep playing, and much more to come. So thank you so much for watching. Much love, peace, and joy to you guys. Next time we'll meet with Bertrand. If that kind of sets off some RTS thing, then we'll reload and head to the Forsaken Coast first and go get that shipment. So hope to see you guys then. Hope you'll join me. Take care, and see you then. Bye-bye.